Hi, this is Oscar Prieto Flores. I am Associate Professor of Sociology at the University of Girona. I'm going to describe you just a little bit the connections between mentoring and higher education students' well-being. So in the last 20 years, we have seen growing demand in our society of mentoring programs. We see that there are natural mentoring relationships in our society, especially in settings of middle class, students of middle class backgrounds and so on. And in the last 20 years, there is the need that working class kids or people who need support could have the possibility to get that support in order to be included in our society. For example, mentoring programs are present in our society in different settings and for different target population. Like boys of color in the United States, we have a long tradition of this kind of mentoring in the United States. It has been criticized because, in order to avoid the white saviorism approach, as you know, no? But in the last 20, 30 years, the mentoring programs have been diversified, trying to reach vulnerable populations in order to provide them support. So in Europe, especially in mainland Europe, we have witnessed the growth of mentoring programs, especially in the last 15-20 years. And one of the driving forces for this growth in mentoring programs in the last 10-15 years is the support, the need for support for the newcomers, migrants, refugees that are reaching Europe, that need support to be settled in our cities, in our towns. So mentoring programs have been a key element for many organizations, NGO, and as well higher education institutions in order to outreach, to do community actions in order to improve our societies. So one of the mentoring programs that have been carried out in Europe is the Nightingale program. The Nightingale program was born in 1997 in Malmo and was spread around different higher education institutions in Europe. And it consists of having a mentor, a university student that provides support to an adolescent from secondary schools in the city. He provides or she provides support. He accompanies the mentee during several months in order to provide them support, be there, and it is a very interesting program with a lot of effects on the mentees, but also in the mentor side. So if we can see what we know about the effects of mentoring programs through EU research, we can see that mentoring programs improve communication skills, self-esteem, behavior in school, and study motivation for the mentees. We need to know, and it is important, the mentee mostly is a secondary student, but this kind of parallelisms can be also brought to higher education students. And actually we have some experiences from the US in that sense. But here in Europe, the context is of course very different, and we need to take into account what cultural elements and aspects we should be taken into account. At the same time, mentoring improves pro-sociality and also the quality of physical and emotional well-being overall. So these are many of the issues that our mentoring programs are improving on the mentee sides. And at the same time, there is another thing which is very common for migrant and refugee mentees, that they improve significantly linguistic skills, linguistic competencies. And it is this improvement in linguistic competence, it is connected actually with the improvement of self-esteem, because if you master the language, you feel more included, not only in the classroom, but in other settings as well. But at the same time, one of the things that mentoring helps is to develop the sense of belonging. We have a lot of research, prior research, talking about how sense of belonging can be connected and associated with well-being, with sociological, psychological distress in adolescent youth, or in youth who are studying in higher education institutions, and so on. But at the same time, it can be a protective factor, mentoring, and this development of sense of belonging for well-being, and a promotive factor for the well-being of university students. And finally, I think that you, through this project Embrace, you can think about the possibilities on how social mentoring or youth mentoring can provide the ground at the university setting for university students feel more comfortable, feel more that they belong to the new context, the new setting, and at the same time that they feel safe and they feel that they are well in that context. So hope this introduction can be useful for your project. Thank you.